Hey guys, how's it going? Denonu here. I figured I'd make a, just a basic commentary about the new Call of Duty multiplayer reveal trailer that just came out yesterday here. I know I did a frame-by-frame kind of analysis video last year when Ghosts, had its trailer drop, so I figured I'd make one for this. I mean, I ain't doing nothing else, and it gives me something to talk about in my video, so. But anyway, enough of the introduction out the way. I know what you see in the background is pretty much just kind of sort of fitting, but it's Black Ops 2. I'll get into that later, but so far from me just watching the trailer a bunch of times, I know I'm watching it now as I'm talking, and it kind of, I mean, I'm not hyped for the game. I don't get hyped for games like some people do, but it seems like it may be okay. It seems like it doesn't have that problem that Ghost does, where it's just kind of, I'm not going to say bland and stale, but just kind of semi-boring. It seems a bit more fast-paced and everything like that. That's always good. Another thing that I like what I'm seeing, I'm liking that the tone of the game, just based on how the game is looking like it's playing, it seems like they're finally getting away from the norm that Call of Duty normally does. And what I mean by that is, if you played Modern Warfare 2, let's say Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, I know I didn't really play World of War, so I can't, speculate on that one, but they've all had the same underlying tone of this is how you play the game. Black Ops kind of deviated from that a little bit, but it still had it to a certain degree. Black Ops 2, when that came out, that seemed to do the same thing, but they kind of was like, okay, here's some of these other things in the game, so it kind of gave you a little bit more of it, and you had all the big score streaks and all that kind of sort of stuff. Whereas with this one, it seems like they're trying to bring back gunplay, because I know the trailer didn't have a lot of stuff that was kill streak heavy. It was just showing pretty much the run and gun and the additions of the exosuits and everything. And that's a kind of a decent gameplay mechanic for me. It's going to add another dynamic to the player movement, so that's going to give the game a bigger skill, let's say skill gap and meta game to it. So that's always a plus. I know I've been a Halo fan, so when I play Call of Duty, I'm by no means like, I think I'm a decent player. I mean, I'm not great at Call of Duty or anything like that, but to me, when I play a Call of Duty game, it's like, oh man, this game is easy as hell. It takes damn near no skill to play it, unlike, let's say, like Halo, where it's like, if you're bad, you're just bad. You have to get better. There's no, oh, I'm gonna accidentally kill this guy who's good or something like that. No, it doesn't happen. That's just the way it is, because, the skill gap in that game is bigger, because you had to get headshots in order to drop people quick. If you wasn't good enough with the guns to get headshots, guess what? You just lost that gunfight, and you will continue to lose gunfights. Whereas in Call of Duty, you can, damn near sneeze on somebody and kill them. So, with this, though, with the new one, it seems like they're trying to change things up, and I don't know if that's because of Ghosts. From what I've heard, sales have been dropping dramatically on that game. I can understand why. It's kind of at a pivotal point where it's like people are tired of Call of Duty, and the only people who really play it long term are people who are, let's say, glutton for punishment, those kind of sort of people who will just play it regardless because, casual gamers, that's the only game they play. Or, 2, newcomers who pick up the game and just started. Or people who their first Call of Duty was Black Ops 2. It seems like most of the long-term fans of the game, they died out. I mean, yeah, you got still people playing it, but even the people who play it and who's been playing since like COD 4 or even before that, it seems like their patience has been wearing thin about waiting for a new Call of Duty. I know I'm one of those people where it's just like, I've never been a fanboy of any shooter game. I'll say that. If I had to pick a favorite shooter for FPS, that's multiplayer, that I really, really liked, it would probably have to be Crysis. But as far as I never no-life the game, if you guys understand what I'm talking about. So I've never been one of those people to just dick ride a game because I like it and it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. No, I'm going to tell you what I like and what I dislike about the game. And for me, Call of Duty has always been a learning experience. I will say that. Because coming from, I've been playing shooters or FPS games since the first one came out, since, Wolfenstein 3D. And coming from somebody who, when I first picked up Call of Duty, I didn't like it. It was one of those kinds of things. I hated the 60 frames per second. It felt like I was sliding around on ice skates all the damn time. I didn't like the, how easy the game was and none of that. It just felt too, I guess, arcadish is the word I'm looking for. But not, the good type of arcade games that I do like Quake 3 Arena. Because I love those old school games, but when it came to Call of Duty, it felt like I just didn't like it. I didn't like how the kill streaks kind of got you free kills. I was more on the, let's say, Halo side of things, where if you were good, you were good. If you were bad, you were bad. You got what you earned. You had to hold down the map. You had to use teamwork. It was more of a skill-based game. So I was on that side of the fence. So when I played Call of Duty for the first time, it was, I didn't really like it. Put it down. Never played Modern Warfare multiplayer for the most part. I played like 10 matches of it, put it down. And then I later on, when I got away from Halo, not because I was a really big Halo fan, but I was just trying other shooters, and I was just getting into multiplayer gaming and stuff like that. I picked it back up with Modern Warfare 2, probably about halfway in its life cycle. And I've been playing them ever since, all the Call of Duty games. Except I never touched World at War. I grew up in the age when every first-person shooter was a World War II game. So that burnt me out of it. So, like people nowadays will be like, oh man, I was like, oh, we want Call of Duty to go back to, the World War I and World War II. I'm like, fuck that. Y'all are new ass gamers who didn't live through that shit. Like, probably about 11 years ago when every FPS was a damn World War II game. But I don't know, I'm getting way off topic here, but Advanced Warfare. Let me get back to that. It seems like, to be honest, like I said before, it seems like they're trying to change the game up a little bit. I don't know if that's because of Titanfall. Don't even let me get started on that piece of shit. But it seems like, and I don't know, it seems like every year there's a thing in games. This year it seems to be jetpacks. I don't know. It's like Titanfall has jetpacks, Destiny has a double jump, which is similar to a jetpack, and then you have Call of Duty with the exosuits. I can understand where they're going with it. I know Call of Duty every year, just like most first-person shooters, when they do the research on everything, they can't just have somebody, okay, here's this guy with an assault rifle with a gun that's just gonna run around and kill people, because that's been there. Everybody's been there and done that for the most part. Also, what you can have is just the typical type movement that you've been playing for the past 10 years. So every game when it comes out, they try to, I guess, do research on experimental technologies and things like that. You can see it with every COD game. I read a lot of military thriller books, and I'm kind of into that stuff. So every year I can always pick it out. Like with Black Ops 2, it was with AIs and drones and unmanned warfare. With Call of Duty Ghosts, I guess it was experimental weapons technology with the whole, space satellite bullshit. With this, it's more of like the exosuits, kind of like what they're trying to do in real life military. They're trying to make a battle armored, for the most part, suit to help soldiers move a little bit faster and stronger without using a whole lot of stamina. But the problem with that is you can't mount a battery that's small enough to power the damn thing for long term, like they want. So the technology's not there yet. But So they're kind of going with that route, and they took that and was like, okay, they took that and was like, okay, well, we want this to be the mainstay of our game. This is our gimmick. Now, how can we work around it? You know what I'm saying? How can we make a meta game about this? So they added the boosts and the jetpacks and stuff and things like that. And from what I'm looking on the trailer, it looks like it's going to be decent. It looks like it's going to be good. It's shaking up the foundation that is what Call of Duty is over the long term, to be honest. It seems like a lot of people aren't going to like it. They're going to put it down, and they're not going to do anything with it because they're going to be like, oh man, this is too futuristic. It's going to get away from what they want, out of a Call of Duty or what they think a Call of Duty should have. And I think it's going to bring about a kind of sort of a revolution that way COD 4 did after COD 3, because that was the same way. And since that was the same way, because I'm pretty sure people who loved COD 3 hated the fact that it was going modern. And so I'm pretty sure there's going to be a portion of the audience that drops off. But I think this might be the Call of Duty. It's not going to break the franchise by any means. I have high expectations for this game. I think it's going to sell, like any Call of Duty game sells. So it's going to make enough money to warrant a sequel. That I do know. So I don't think it's going to die anytime soon. But it seems like this is going to be the one game that's going to try to do a little bit more to get fans interested in Call of Duty again. Although it does have that kind of vibe, it feels like they're jacking ideas from other studios. Like, I ain't going to say Titanfall, because, that game was just ass. But it seems like they're taking ideas from, let's say, Crysis and things like that. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what it feels like. It's like they want you to be empowered in the exosuit. That's why you can do double jumps and, melees that send people flying 10 feet instead of just having the bullshit swipe animation with the knife. It seems like they're trying to do more to go outside the box. And plus, it's going to be a new type of story with it, too. So, I'm more interested in the campaign than the multiplayer, because I'm a huge fan of at least the campaigns when it comes to Call of Duties as well. I normally play through those first, then jump into multiplayer. And it looks like they're trying to do something new as far as that, to establish a new type of, Modern Warfare kind of sort of story, where the storyline is going to last 2 or 3 versions of the game, rather than just be like Ghost, where it's going to come out and then die out, like it's going to come and go. They don't want to do that. They want something that they can milk money out of for like the next 2 or 3 years, and that's what I think it's going to do. But that all depends on how fans receive it. Like I said, it does have a high futuristic look to it. Like, you got energy weapons, you got all the different type of technological based eye candy that they have with missiles and cloaking and all those different types of grenades. It's gonna turn away a lot of people, because a lot of people were turned away on Black Ops 2. I will say that because of how technical the game was when it came to technology. Everybody thinks that it should be a basic military ground-based modern shooter. Kind of like how people shoot guns and stuff in real life without the technology. That's how people think Call of Duty should be. And by them adding more experimental technologies and other type of technological eye candy, it's going to turn a lot of people off, because it's going to put it in a realm of sci-fi. It's not modern yet. All the technology that you're seeing in all these COD games, it's going to be modern, let's say 5-10 years from now. But as far as right now, it's going to put it in the realm of science fiction for the most part. So that's going to turn a lot of people away. But every year, new gamers get engrossed in the franchise, so it's going to pick up speed. It's going to pick up a life of its own. That's what I think it's going to do. So far, from what I've seen from a technical standpoint of the game, the graphics, it looks like they're still using that same engine, which I'm not a fan of. I was hoping that they would give a new engine to the game, because a lot of the game's inherent, or that I feel a lot of Call of Duty's problems either stem from one of two things. And when I mean by problems, I mean things like lag, hit detection, what else? Quick scoping, something I hate with a passion. All of those things like that. They are flaws in the game engine. You know, and either one of two things. They're either problems because either one, they can't fix it because the engine is old as fuck, or two, they don't want to fix it because it gives people something to bitch about, and they don't want to make none of their fans not happy. And I mean, I just think it's going to be, I think they should just take out quickscoping in general because the shit don't have a purpose in your game. But I mean, I'm not making the game. I mean, if it was me, I'd be like, look, yeah, we gonna take a hit, money-wise. None of those quickscopers are gonna buy our game, but oh well, is what it is. This is how we want our game to play. I want them to grill some balls and just say that shit. But I know they ain't gonna do that. Whether they don't want to do it or Activision won't allow them to do it, it's gonna be, a different, kind of sort of feel this game. Like, I remember the guy had the sniper jump in and shooting people, and it was like, okay, snipers are still able to quick scope and all that, so that tells me that might be, that bullshit might come back. Since the graphics don't look overly new, it looks like it's on the same engine. The sound design looks the same. Well, not looks the same, it sounds the same. The gun sounds still kind of sound popish. They don't have that realistic, oomph that, guns have in real life. Like, I love the sound design in Battlefield, and I was like, I wish Call of Duty would do the same thing. It's just all the guns sound like you're shooting cap guns for the most part. I mean, granted, it's a hell of a lot better than Modern Warfare 2 because that game was just complete bullshit when it came to sound design. All the guns in that game sounded like you were shredding paper every time somebody was shooting at you. But I like the way that they're bringing back the perks, like in Black Ops 2. That was a good thing. It seems like, not in the trailer, they didn't really show, but I've seen a couple of other YouTubers' videos where they was talking about the perks and things like that, and it seems like they're taking out certain perks that's been in Call of Duty for a long time. Like, from what I understand, I could be wrong, they might change it when the game comes out, but there's no dead silence no more, which is a good thing. Now, that makes me wonder, are they taking out awareness too? Or, sit rep pro, whatever they call it in this one? Because why are those perks in the game to begin with? Those are just bullshit perks. I mean, if you're going to make decent perks, then think of a new perk in the game. Yeah, people want a sound horn, but you can sound horn anyway without those perks if you have a headset. I mean, why would you put all that bullshit in the game to begin with? So I'm hoping they're taking that out. I'm hoping by them not showing dead silence, I'm like, okay, that makes me think, are they taking out the bullshit? Is this the first Call of Duty game where it's going to be without bullshit? I mean, I kind of doubt it because it has Call of Duty in the title. It's made by Activision, but it's giving me a little bit of hope. Whereas, before I had none. I was going to be one of those people that would be like, okay, I'll play the campaign of it, you know what I'm saying? I'll play the multiplayer. I'm going to play it regardless. Because I'm a hardcore gamer, but it's just, and from what I get out of a Call of Duty game, I don't care about the game as much. As long as it's skill-based and I can run around and shoot people with guns, I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I'm not picky when it comes to, I like this or I don't like that. And I can adapt to any fucking thing. But I don't know. I really do have my hopes up. I mean, we'll see more once more videos come out and once the game actually comes out. But I'm hoping that the community who plays it, I mean, this is the Call of Duty community we're talking about. I'm really hoping that people can't exploit things. I mean, I see a lot of things that potentially can be exploited. The exosuits, not so much. If they're restricted just to movement, I don't see how you can exploit that. You can just use that to outgun people. Or to get around the map, which is also a good thing. The maps, if they have a lot of verticality to them, I know that's what everybody's saying. That's just fine with me personally. The guns, we don't have a full gun list yet, I don't think. So I don't know what can be exploited and whatnot. Those different types of grenades though has me worried. Like the one grenade that follows you. Can you just toss that in the room and have it just seek out anybody that might be in the room? Or can you throw it at a 90-degree corner and will it go around the corner to find somebody if somebody just happens to be waiting there? Those kind of things have me worried as far as, can people exploit this? And because if you give, the community a chance, the Call of Duty community will exploit the fuck out of the slightest different thing. So you have to kind of, don't put that shit in the game, like IEDs in Call of Duty Ghost. I've never had a problem with them like that, but they're annoying as fuck. Why even have them in there? Oh, we have this in there for the noobs who play the game. Why are you hand-holding? The noobs have to get better. It's like a trial by fire that everybody goes through when they first jump into multiplayer games. If you don't want that, if they don't want that, play fucking Titanfall. It's like an introductory shooter for people who never played online before. Like here's a game that half plays itself. Play that shit. But I don't know. There's a lot that could be exploited in the game, and I'm just hoping that this is the one Call of Duty, since they're trying to reinvent the wheel when it comes to their multiplayer, that they realize, like, okay, look, let's cut out the bullshit. Let's try this. Let's try that. Let's do this. Let's get the ball moving on that, and let's try to make a better gaming experience. That's what I'm hoping that they're doing. I don't know if that's the case. Maybe I could be wrong. But that's my hope, anyways, from based on what I'm seeing. It's fast-paced. It's a little bit faster than Black Ops 2. I mean, it looks fast, and plus with the boosting abilities of the exosuits, that might speed things up. So that's a good thing. It's not going to be slow like Ghosts. The weapons, by it being, I ain't gonna say, semi-futuristic, I should say. They can experiment with a lot of how the guns play. They're not restricted to, okay, let's make this like a typical assault rifle. They can pretty much make up stuff as far as the weapons. Kind of like that gun that regens its own ammo and things like that they had in the, I think, was it the campaign trailer? The gun that you shot, and when you had to reload, you had to do something to get the bullets to regen. I just think it's going to turn a lot of people off, to be honest, when they first get their hands on it. So it's either going to make or break a lot of, people who play Call of Duty. The guns have a kind of, how would I describe? They don't have a realistic look to them. They have, and I guess that, they're trying to be futuristic. They have like a lot of sheet metal, aluminum type, angular look to them. So they don't look like, how you would expect guns to look for the most part. So the visual design of the game might turn a lot of people off. The gameplay, as long as it's fast-paced, I don't see a lot of people complaining about it. For the most part, it's just you have to get around the exosuits, the power jumping, the cloaking. If that's exploitable, everybody's gonna be fucking having it. I don't think that it will, though, because I think they showed a little bit of it in the trailer, and it looks like it's gonna be one of those things that's gonna be in the game that's gonna be pointless. Because the guy it didn't make you invisible. It kind of made you like a shade of gray, and you can still see him. So it's like, what's the point in even having the cloaking to begin with if you're not fucking invisible? That's how I see it. If you're gonna have it in your game, make it something, let's say the last 5 seconds, make you completely invisible, or make you show up on the map when you use it, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like if you use it, make your footsteps a little bit louder. So that way, if you're using it and running around, then, people can hear you a little bit better so that they know to expect you or something like that. But from what I'm seeing in the trailer, looks like it's just going to be useless. One of those useless perks that nobody's ever going to use because you're going to feel like you're wasting it. Because if you can still see somebody, like I said before, what's the point in having it? What I'm hoping is that because you have all the different grenade types, they're bringing back the perks from Black Ops 2, like the perk 1, perk 2 greed, things like that. So they're kind of, this reminds me of I would say like Black Ops 3, if it was 15, 20 years in the future. And then, everybody got away from that drone warfare and had to, rely on infantry combat. That's what it feels like when I look at it, so. That's why I decided to put up an old Black Ops 2 gameplay of this instead of a Call of Duty Ghosts, because I don't even play that no more. I just find it incredibly boring when you're not playing with other people. But so far, I really do expect. I'm like I said, I'm not hoping this game isn't going to change the face of gaming by any means, but it does have my interest peaked a little bit more than it did, since before the trailer came out. So I remember seeing the campaign and seeing all this weird stuff, and I was like, okay, at least the campaign looks interesting, you know what I'm saying? But when it came to the multiplayer, I was like, okay. I'm more excited about the customization too, because they looks like they took a page out of Rainbow Six's book. I don't know if any of you guys ever played Rainbow Six Vegas, but it seems like they took a page out of that, where you can color the every individual piece of your body armor and shit like that. Also the exosuit and your clothes and things like that, and also change how you look. That's always a plus. Love that. More customization options. Because what they had in Ghost was some bullshit. Yeah, let me pick these 30 different faces that you take 20 years to unlock because, you have to do them by challenges, which was the dumbest fucking idea ever. Because it's like, I know me, I just wanted to pick the black guy's face, because I'm a black guy. Can't do it. You have to unlock it. So I was forced to play like either a white guy or a Middle Eastern guy. I know it doesn't matter, but in the point of customization, when you want to customize your character, that's a mean hit when you can't pick whatever race you are if you want to do that. It's just dumb. I mean, they should have made everything unlock based on, progression through the ranking system. But anyway, jumping off topic again. Definitely don't want to jump on Ghost topic. But, well, one thing that is bothering me about Advanced Warfare, though, besides, my various flaws about what I think people can exploit, is maybe they changed it, they haven't announced nothing yet, but again, there's no beta. It's like, what the fuck? If Halo and all these other type of games, Destiny, can have a beta, why not the biggest game that makes the most money? It's bullshit. They're doing it trying to, it can only make their game better. I don't see why they're not having a beta. And every time they do that, it's kind of like, okay, what's wrong with your game? Why do you don't want people to play it and get excited about it? There's something wrong with it. And I can understand why they're doing it from a business standpoint. They don't want people to pick up the game, play it, and be like, oh man, I don't like this game, I'm not going to buy it. They want people to buy it first day. So I can understand from the business side, but for those gamers who want to play the game, who are going to invest in the game, why not have a beta to make their experience better? These are the people that's going to be your long-term money. You don't want to get the money of the people, casual gamers, who are just going to pick it up for 2 days and put it down. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to make you money long term. You want to make, because like if they have a beta and let's say turned away, let's say 10% of its audience, or let's say if 20 people play the beta, and let's say 5 people didn't like it, won't buy it, you have that other 15 that's going to continue to play the game long term, right? Now, they're going to play it long term. But if their gaming experience is, let's say, laggy, bullets ain't hitting on time, things like that, if it's a shitty experience, now you're losing them too. So now you lost the people who didn't like it and the people who got turned off because of the shitty experience, all because you didn't put the time in to make the game the best that it could possibly be. Whereas if you had the beta, and let's say when the game came out, those 5 people who didn't like it didn't buy it, but down the other 15 will be like, oh man, at least, this game is good. It plays nice. Everything is good about it. You know what I'm saying? It's, people ain't bullshitting, talking shit about the game. Well, let's be honest. Hold on. It is Call of Duty. People going to be bitching about something. But, you know what I'm saying? It ain't going to be the normal tropes that Call of Duty games have. Like, every time you pick up a Call of Duty game, they always talk about, okay, I know what I'm going to get. When I think of Call of Duty, what I think I'm going to get? Getting shot around corners, getting quick scoped, getting killed by somebody you didn't see. That kind of game engine bullshit. If they can minimize that to where you rarely, like every blue moon, let's say once a month, experience some shit like that, this Call of Duty game would be like the best ever, because people would keep playing it. They wouldn't be frustrated when they got shit on by other players and they think it's a flaw of the game. So that's why they should have a beta to fix it. And again, they haven't announced anything as far as I know. I don't keep up with the news of, Call of Duty like that, but so far I haven't heard nobody talking about a beta or anything like that. I was hoping they was going to do a beta, because I remember somebody was talking about they were going to have a special kind of like giveaway or pre-order bonus or something, but then when the trailer came out, it was like 24 hours early access. I was like, what is that cheap bullshit? That's not gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? People already play the game like what, a week and a half before it comes out anyway. So it's kind of like, give the community something. Like, it's like, come on. Everybody's been asking for a beta since COD 4. I mean, if you really wanted the people to get excited about this game, you're going to be like, you know what, we didn't give you a beta for none of those other versions of our game, but, we're trying to change things up this year. We don't want to kick out the same game. We're trying to better our franchise. Here's a beta. Let you play it for like about 2 or 3 days, maybe a week. You know what I'm saying? And then take the feedback and make the game better. At least then, from a gamer standpoint, from a consumer standpoint, you'd be like, you know what? At least they're fucking listening. With this game, it's going to be different. They're listening. They're having a beta. They're at least trying to make the game better. That word of mouth would drive that faster, especially on YouTube and things like that. What I'm hoping they don't do, I really hope they don't do, is, I know with Black Ops 2, Ghosts, I'm not so sure they did it all that much. I don't know. I don't follow the esports scene all that much. I mean, I don't follow it at all, really. I could give no fucks were given about esports with me. But I hope that they don't, like in Black Ops 2, it seemed like something only got fixed when an esports guy got pissed about something. I hope that doesn't happen with this game. I hope that they listen to the majority of the community rather than esports people, because why listen to a small portion of your audience? I mean, that's just dumb as shit. Why would you do that? For what? They're not making you really any tons of extra money like that. They're not the ones buying DLC. They're not going to be playing a game 3 or 4 years from now. You want to cater to the people that's, your long-term fans of the series. So I hope they don't do that. At the same time, I hope they don't have those competitive type maps where it's kind of like how maps used to be made back in the day, like with Halo, where it's like the map was even on both sides. You know what I'm saying? I personally hate symmetrical maps. I can understand why they have them like that. They don't want to give one side an advantage, but it just makes for an unrealistic type of environment. I know Call of Duty, for the most part, they don't do that. 9 times out of 10, they might have a map or two in the game that does that, but for the most part, they don't do that. So I'm hoping that sticks. I'm hoping the map design is actually good. I'm gonna say that. I know normally map design is subject by whoever plays it, but I'm hoping that it's good, because I know when I played Ghosts, the maps they seem bland. I can't think of a map in Call of Duty Ghosts where I'd be like, you know what, that's my map. That's my favorite map in the game. Whereas in every Call of Duty before that, I can say that about 1 or 2 maps. Whether it be Black Ops 2, I can say, you know what, Standoff was my map. Loved the fuck out of Raid. Whereas, Modern Warfare 2, loved the airport board and a couple other ones. Like every Call of Duty game, I normally have like 1 or 2 maps that I really like. And then 1 or 2 maps I really hate, and then the rest I'm like indifferent on. Whereas in Ghost, it's kind of like, there's no map in the game where I'd be like, you know what, I really love this map. All the maps were either, I hate this map, aka that one big castle map in Ghosts, or B, the rest of them, which were like, okay, they're average. I'm kind of indifferent. I really don't care for them all that much, but I still play on them. However, I mean, I didn't buy the DLC or nothing like that. Plus, when it came to Ghosts, they seemed like they were reaching a little bit with the DLC. Like, you had Predator, Michael Myers, the alien shit. I would love to see that transfer over to this game. I know that's probably only an Infinity Ward kind of sort of thing, especially with that. But I'm hoping that carries over. That was a good idea. Because it made the DLC fun again besides maps. I didn't play it, but as looking back on it, why not have something like that? Why not have those extras to get people interested to buy the game? Like as if in Advanced Warfare, right? Let's say you had a DLC skin that made you, let's say, look like Price, running around without the exosuit shit. People would it would give people something to buy, or like those other side things besides the core game to keep you interested. I really do hope that continues. I hope that, or let's say even throughout the franchise, not just with this game. Let's say they have one DLC that was like the Predator thing, where they get one character like that for one of the DLCs with every Call of Duty game. You know, and I hope that they add. I know Treyarch games, they normally have like the zombies mode. I know Infinity Ward had that. What do they call that game with ghosts? Extinction, I think it's what it's called. I know I never played it really, but I think it was called Extinction, the one alien mode. I hope they do something like that with this, where they have an extra mode that's, you know, for people who like to play that kind of sort of thing. I've never been one of those people, but I know a hell of a lot of people like zombies. You know, so why not have that kind of environment for people who like to play that? I'm hoping they have something with this one, but I just don't know what it could possibly be. But hey, that's their job, you know, but being game designer. So I'm hoping they have at least something. They should come up with new game modes. I know that they had one, or I seen a video about one where it kind of reminded me of Oddball from Halo, except you had to score it. You know, kind of like capture the flag. So that was pretty cool. They need to have at least 2 or 3 other game modes. I'm hoping that Advanced Warfare doesn't do that bullshit that Ghost did, where they took out Ground War. I was never somebody who played Ground War like that, but a lot of people did, and it was kind of bullshit the way that they cut it out of people who played on the 360 and the PS3 and only kept it for next gen. That was some bullshit. Bring back Ground War. Having some other game modes that people have been asking about, like War from World at War. I don't know what that is. Like I said, I never played it, but I heard a lot of people talking about how much they like it. Why not have it? You know, what could it hurt? This is next gen now. You know, we got more power, more processing power to run the games, even though it's nothing compared to PC. Why not have it? You know what I'm saying? What is it costing you? Even if it came as like a patch 2 weeks into the game or something like that. Okay, we can't fit it on disc, but in 2 weeks, download this patch. It's going to add this game mode to it. Why not? You know, it's just giving more people an opportunity to play the game that you make and that you like. So that's always a good thing. Another thing that I'm hoping it doesn't have is, I've seen it on the attachment list. I think it was like Target something. It was like the target finder of the game. I forget what it was called, but they had something in there like that. I know a lot of people bitched about the target finder. I'm not one of those people. As long as the gun doesn't aim your gun for you, I could care less, because I'm gonna kill you with no matter what you're using. That's my thought on it. So whether if it's in the game or for those people, you know, it kind of sucks if you don't like that kind of sort of thing. I really don't care. I'm indifferent about it. Like I said, if somebody's using the target finder, okay, that's not going to affect me for aiming. You know? So, I'm hoping that they balance the guns right. From what I'm seeing, the snipers look exactly the same. I'm hoping that they change that. I really do, because Call of Duty, to me, the maps, with how the maps are made, besides the big open castle map in Ghost, because I'll say that's a little bit different. That was open enough for a sniper. That I can understand. That was a sniper's map. But every other map in every other Call of Duty game, it seems, why do you have snipers in a game? Because Call of Duty, you're supposed to have, you know, typically, you know, the game has small maps, and then you make them one-hit kills, and they can quick scope to where they can easily put down people who have any other gun. It's like, come on, that's stupid. I mean, if you take snipers out of the game, you're not hurting the game balance any. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of hoping they was going to balance snipers, but from when I look at the trailer, I think they're going to be the same. I mean, that guy wasn't really quick scoping all that much, I should say, but if he was doing it that fast, I know that unless they patch in a game mechanic, kind of like Black Ops 1, people are going to still be able to quick scope. So I'm hoping they take out grenade launchers and tubers, you know, because otherwise people are going to be exploiting those all day. I think they learned their lesson after Modern Warfare 2. I know it's made by a different company, but because I haven't seen it in any other COD game since. But just tubing in general, I personally didn't like, because if you have grenades, why do you have grenade launchers? That's stupid. I mean, you already have grenades you can throw, so you're kind of doing the same thing twice. Rocket launchers, I kind of hope that they make them kind of like Ghost. Well, not really Ghost, I should say. Probably like Black Ops 2, where most of the rocket launchers were lock-on vehicle only. You know, I like that idea. That way people don't run around with rocket launchers and shoot people, because that's fucking stupid. The knife, running around knifing, I don't think that's going to be a big problem in this game. I really don't. Just like it wasn't really a big problem in Ghosts, per se. It seems like they've, with the movement speed and everything like that, it seems like they kind of gotten away from from knifing and things like that. So people like only using blade probably won't like the game, or because it's going to take away from what they from the enjoyment that they get out of it. They're going to have to find something else to enjoy out of the game if they want to play it. So that's going to be a big thing for them. It seems like, I mean, I could be wrong, but that's why I have high hopes for the game. It seems like they're trying to make a new version of Call of Duty and change how the game is. And I think that it's going to be all the better for it, to be honest, because, I mean, they got to do something to keep the franchise interesting. And if this turns out to be kickstarts a revolution, kind of like what COD 4 did, then it's going to at least run into 2 or 3 games in Sledgehammer's library, where Treyarch can do their thing. Maybe they want to go back to World War II, and they can do the World War II games. You can have Sledgehammer doing the futuristic things with Advanced Warfare. And then, Infinity Ward, I guess, they can go, kiss their ass, because I don't know what the fuck they gonna do. Now that Modern Warfare is, dead and gone. But, maybe they can, think of a new story, that they can do with their game. That way you have the 3 different studios covering different types of games, and then Call of Duty's gonna have something for everybody. But I'm hoping that at least, I mean, it seems like Call of Duty to me is a decent game. You know what you won't get. It's a fun game at times if you're into that kind of sort of thing. But it seems like they just don't listen to what the community wants. Like, why isn't there a quick scoping playlist? Why don't they patch in this? Why don't they patch in that? It seems like they want to do their own thing with and trying to say, oh yeah, we listen to the community, but they really don't listen to the community. Because I know the community manager for Infinity Ward, was it Tina, what's her name? She didn't listen to half the people who talked to her, from what other people and other YouTubers are saying. So it seems like with this game, they're at least trying different things. And that's the best you can hope for. But then again, we're talking about the Call of Duty community, so half the time they don't know what they want. They don't want the same thing, yet they don't want something different. So anyway, that's my take on it. But thank you guys for watching the video. I know I kind of rambled on for like the past, I think it's going on like 15 minutes right now. Well, not 15 minutes, but 45 minutes right now, I should say. But I hope you guys were interested in it. If you want to comment down below, go ahead. I know I tend to read everything. If you want to share your thoughts on what you think about it, let me know. I read all the comments I get. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.